Okay, I'm going to be a little relieved when this is over because I've been worried about this subject for one last time, and this will be the last video of the second year. I'm dealing with women's beauty in literature, just a few instances. Plato wrote about it. He tried to explain what is beauty, and I thought, well, maybe I'll go back and look at that, but I didn't. I mean, maybe he had the answer, and maybe I just, hasn't gotten across to me. So I did want to mention him because he tried to tackle this very subject. Beauty, what is it? The Brothers Karamazov, I've never read that Russian novel, but the reason I put it there is because I think one of the characters in it, I'm quite sure I've been told, one of the characters said, there is no such thing as an ugly woman. And I think, my gosh, was the man that horny? But I think maybe he understood what I'm talking about. Persian poetry, I don't know very much about it, but I've heard about it. And I think we are more influenced by the Persians and via the Arabs in the way we think than most people ever imagine. I'm sure it is wonderful stuff. And this is the world where the women wore the veils. Romeo seeing Juliet. That, here we are with Shakespeare. And what I wanted to, of course, he says, up in the window, he says, but soft, what lights through yonder window break. But the one I wanted to see, boy, I hope I have it right here. When he first sees her, now he's a teenager, he's probably 17, Juliet's 14, so the hormones have to be raging. But he doesn't say, she is so hot. Now, what Shakespeare has him say is, oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night like a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. And on it goes a little bit, but that's his first words to try to explain what a beautiful girl he's looking at. Biron in Love's Labour's Lost. Now, I don't know if I'll bother to give you the link. If you would look this up with Kenneth Branagh, you will hear him deliver this speech with great passion. What happens in Love's Labour's Lost is this is on YouTube. Some men take a vow that they're going to, for 2 years, just study and have nothing to do with women. And then these beautiful women show up at court, and by the end of the third act, they realize they can't do this. And they ask Biron to justify they're going to break their oath. They took a solemn oath that they would have nothing to do with women, but they simply couldn't stop. And so Biron makes this long speech. It goes on for like a page and a half, and more than that. It goes on for like 3 full pages in this script. And when the Shakespearean troupe put this on, I remember asking the boy who played Biron, can you memorize that? Or most of that without prompts, without somebody coming in and saying something? He says, oh yes, he can do that, and he could. But anyway, Branagh delivers it with such passion that I'm not actually sure it's quite as effective. You might not be able to stop, and that's the best way to have somebody say it, and he does. But he certainly does it passionately. But what I wanted to quote was just a little bit. He says, "For when would you, my lord, or you, have found the ground of study's excellence without the beauty of a woman's face? From women's eyes this doctrine I derive. They are the ground, the books, the academes from whence doth spring the true Promethean fire." Then a little later he says, "For where is any author in the world teaches such beauty as a woman's eye?" And then, but love, first learned in a lady's eyes, lives not alone immured in the brain, but with emotion of all elements, courses as swift as thought in every power, and gives to every power a double power above their functions and their offices. It adds a precious seeing to the eye. And then finally, from women's eyes this doctrine I derive. They are the books, the arts, the academes that show, contain, and nourish all the world. Else none at all in aught proves excellent. I like that. But I decided still I wanted to tell you about two other things. As I've been thinking about trying to explain this, there have been so many thousands of poems and music written about the beauty of women. Thousands, tens of thousands. But the ones, for some reason, that keep going through my mind, the song. There's a song, And This Is My Beloved, from the musical Kismet, or maybe it's an opera. I guess it's a musical based on Russian music. If you're interested, you could find that on YouTube as well. And then especially this one, The Triumph of Keris, written by Ben Jonson. It was put to music by Vaughan Williams, and that's how I happen to know it. But in the last verse of this poem, Keris, I think, is like the god of love or something. The text goes like this. Have you seen the bright lily grow before rude hands have touched it? Have you marked but the fall of the snow before the soil has smutched it? Have you felt the wool of a beaver, or swan's down ever? Or have smelt of the bud of the briar, or the nard in the fire? Or have tasted the bag of the bee? Oh, so white, oh, so soft, oh, so sweet is she.